Welcome along to another vlog. This is vlog 68. My name's Steve and this is superBRICKS. Now, we ended last week's vlog talking about a pretty big upload. I'd created the biggest brick store file I've ever done. It was about 860 lots, and I thought I would jump on because it is Sunday still, so we've not really started the week, but I've been working this afternoon on uploading and consolidating all of those parts, and we're down to just this last row. I have done 689 lots and added them into the store. My knees are hurting. It's been an interesting afternoon. Now, I have to say, I think this would only work in a physically small store. So my store is in this sort of tiny front room of the house. It is physically tiny, but there's a lot in here. We've crammed a lot in. My used wall is sort of just over here. So although I'm going backwards and forwards between here and the computer, it isn't that far. So it's kind of meant that it's been fairly easy to get the stock from the table into the store. I've already started to fill some of the new Rayco unit over here. You can see now that there's a few of those drawers filled up. We've still got some empty ones, and those empty slots are where the drawers are still over here. So it's going pretty well. I actually thought this might take a lot longer, and I thought this might be something I start on Monday and it's spill into Tuesday and so on. Normally, when I create a brick store file, I would only upload about 150 lots. So this has just been on another level, but it just means you're just spending more time doing it. But like I said, I think this would only work if you were in a smaller store. I could be wrong. I don't know if any of the bigger stores ever upload more than a few hundred lots at a time. I don't know. But for me, certainly the biggest. And it certainly is. Well, no, it's not taking hours and hours and hours. It's actually taking a lot less time than I thought. Like I said, I thought this might be going to Monday and Tuesday, but I think the reality is I'm going to have this finished in the next hour. It's just gone 4 o'clock. I do need to finish it about 5 because I've got to go and do some cooking. But, you know, I am, really pleased. So hopefully tonight we can actually get this uploaded. And then tomorrow we'll kind of start off the vlog normally. Actually, there is no normal start to these vlogs nowadays. I just start and we'll just see what happens. If you are new, welcome. I'm going to get back to doing these, and we'll catch up in a bit. Okay, that is the brick store file finished, and all of the stock has now been consolidated and moved into all its drawers. Now, when I first finished the brick store file, we updated the prices to the global average based on brick store, and that came out about £150, if you remember. Well, when I added or brought in my inventory, it increased to 161, but then obviously I take the file, I push it through BrickMetrics, and we've now ended up at just short of £200. Now, I've already uploaded the file into BrickLink because it did take it a little bit of time. So I'm just going to upload this file now, which will be the final step. And as you can see, 3,155 items, 860 lots. It's actually done it pretty quick. Quite impressed with that. So that's it done. Now, you know me, I do track, or kind of track where we are. You can see us there. 18,744 lots is what we were on. Now this is going to really test my maths now. I'm going to refresh this page and we'll see where we end up, because this primarily is all about the lot count, but 3,000 items have been uploaded. So let's refresh, and we've moved up to 19,145. Wow, that is amazing. I'm really, really happy with that. That's brilliant. In fact, I think now I don't have to scroll down the page on page 1. I'm sort of near the bottom, but I don't have to scroll down. That's an achievement. Right, well, there we go. We've just smashed through 19,000 lots. And it only kind of feels like a vlog that I did a few weeks ago. We were looking at the 18,000 lot count. I'm just trying to load YouTube. Yeah, 21st of December, will we hit 18,000 lots in the store? Well, now we're at the beginning of February and we've just smashed through 19,000. So just over a month. Is that good? I know I know these last few weeks we've actually been really quiet on the uploading, so maybe in that kind of time frame it's not brilliant, but for me, I'm pleased, I'm happy. So 19,000 lots. Let's have a quick look at my other tab here now. We were at 739,000 parts. So I'll refresh that now, and there we go. We're now at 742,000. We've got quite a way to go actually to move up a place on the parts list. The next person, 789,000. So, you know, it's nearly 50,000 parts to get uploaded. Which I don't even think we've got that left in the Brick Arena file. No, we haven't. The Brick Arena file is showing currently 45,000 parts left. So, yeah, we're not going to achieve 800,000 at all, I don't think. Well, if we finish uploading Brick Arena, obviously. Right, well, there we go. It is 5:10 on Sunday, so I'm 10 minutes later than I thought it was going to be, but I just wanted to jump on and show you that because I'm really happy with that. So I'm going to go off and spend some time with the family for the last part of the weekend, and we'll start it all again tomorrow. Good morning. Well, I seem to have got a bit carried away with myself. That much, in fact, that I didn't record any video yesterday. Today's Tuesday, and I've completely missed yesterday. Now, I do remember at some point during the afternoon yesterday thinking, oh, I should just record something now, or I should put this in the vlog. And to be completely honest, I just kept forgetting. I've got carried away with creating another brick store file. Now, obviously, at the end of last week's vlog, we uploaded that huge file, and I was having a bit of a conversation with my wife, and we kind of both agreed that what we did was, although it was really hard work and it was quite time consuming, it was really, really good for the store. We reckon we put in at least around about 400 brand new lots into the store that obviously weren't there before, which was really, really good. And it straight away, there was an impact. We were getting orders that came in on Sunday evening and yesterday, and we could see that those parts that we just uploaded are being purchased straight away. So it did make a difference. And in this stack of boxes over here, I've had a box that's been there since last year, since we purchased the Brick Arena store. And in that box were lots and lots of small sets. They were predominantly from LEGO Dimensions, and they've been sat there for ages. The condition of the Lego was all really, really good. So we broke it all down, and we've done the same again. In fact, I say we, my wife has done it. She's done a fantastic job. She's broken it all down, separated it all out, and created a load of sorted parts, exactly the same as we did with the other lot. And I've started to upload it. Now, this is as far as I've got. We are at just short, well, 1,750 parts 223 lots so far. There's still a load more to do that's still in the conservatory, and I've got a few tubs over here that I'm still working through. But because I wasn't really bothered about the value of that box, you know, like before I was bothered about the eBay purchase because I just spent £55 purchasing it. I wanted to know what my return was going to be. This is just Brick Arena stock. It's not in the file. It wasn't listed at all. It was just a box of parts. So I've taken the opportunity to obviously create the brick store file with those parts, but also add in some of the sorted bulk that I've got, which includes parts coming out of these drawers, but also parts coming out of these drawers. Now, these, I believe, were the drawers that Keith had originally in between his Rayco drawer units and then the really useful drawers. If you remember, he stuck on the front, I don't know if you can see that, these sort of sticky pads that he then attached a piece of Lego to indicate what was in the drawer. Now, most of those fell off during the move, if I'm quite honest. But these have been stacked up for quite a while. So I've started to go through some of those as well, just to get the stock into the store. It's been sat there for ages, and I think it's more important, obviously, we've got it for sale. So we're building that up, which is taking a bit longer because I'm obviously adding more parts into it from my own. So it's taking a bit longer to process, but we're getting there. And that's what I got carried away with doing yesterday, because I was quite enjoying it. And I think I've said this before, you know, I like to change up what I'm doing to keep this interesting, to keep my focus. If I was doing the same thing every day, I soon get bored. Do you know what? It's exactly like doing these. I'm down to the last one on this side, but I just found it so boring that I just think, do you know what? I'm going to take a break from doing that and do something different. But I will come back to that. I will come back. I will get it finished. I might need to, actually, because as you can see up here, we're starting to use these drawers now that we're processing more used bulk. So I will need to get that emptied at some point. But like I say, I get bored and I just want to keep things fresh. And this has been really good, really interesting. I get motivated by, you know, sort of going through something and it suddenly becoming less, if that makes sense. Does it make sense? Probably not, I don't know. But actually getting through the bulk and getting it into the store and then seeing it being sold is just, you know, that's what it's about. So that was yesterday for most of the day. With it being Monday, I always sort out a bit of paperwork in the morning, get all of that up to date. And late in the afternoon, we're doing a bit of marketing. So with Rentaset, we've obviously been trying to update my Instagram, trying to update the Facebook group, which was an absolute pain. I should say the Facebook page, if I'm honest. Just trying to change the name on that. Wow. But I found out how to do it eventually. Instagram, some things you have to do on a mobile, some things you have to do on a desktop. Really bizarre. How it all interconnects with all the accounts and everything. It's all, I don't know, over my head a little bit. But I just found myself getting bogged down and it was taking quite a while. But I got there in the end and I think I've changed the name of the Facebook page. So that's good. And it means now we can start getting the message across that obviously East Midlands Lego Hire is now Rentaset. And hopefully start to spread the marketing, go more nationwide and obviously get some more orders. That's the big plan. Okay, so orders were pretty good yesterday, actually, I have to say. I think there was about 10 in total, which is good. I'm quite happy with that, and I'm happy with the value of them. And that's the main thing, including just one order here. This is a collection order that's come through BrickLink. It's a customer that I met through East Midlands Lego Hire at the time, and you know, again, as soon as they see the store, they see what you do, you talk to them. for them it's like, wow, I can get spare parts. I didn't know I could do that. So I pushed them in the direction of BrickLink, and they've created their order. I have a collection option that I switch on and off. So as soon as they were ready, I switched on the collection option. There's a 50p charge for that, just to cover all the fees and everything. They put their order through, and I turned collection off. And job done. There it is. It's all picked, and they'll be collecting that in the next couple of days, which is fantastic. But I think I kind of made a conscious decision that I would promote BrickOwl for the local community rather than BrickLink. I don't really know why. Maybe I just want to support BrickOwl more. Yeah. Anyway, I've done it on BrickOwl. So there you go. There's the first order. So pleased with that. Right. So today, what's the task for today? Well, the first task actually is I need to restock on all my packing supplies. So I have this box here that I use with all my different size envelopes. And down here is where I store all of the large letter cardboard boxes, and I'm just down to the very last one of these smaller ones. Now, most of my packing material is actually stored upstairs in the attic. One of the things I think about when I'm purchasing the packaging is where I'm going to store it all. There simply isn't a lot of room in here. I do have some. I've got the larger packing boxes up there, and I've got a section up there. Which is absolutely fine because you don't go up there that often. It's quite difficult to reach. I certainly can't put any more Lego up there. I can't reach it. So I'm happy using that for the sort of storage of the cardboard boxes. But I certainly can't fit all of the packing materials that I have got in this room. So obviously I bring down enough to keep me going for a few weeks, and then I go back upstairs, get some more and bring it down. Simple as. But it's definitely something that you need to consider if you are opening or thinking about opening a BrickOwl store, that where are you going to store your packing materials? It's quite obvious, I suppose, that the more you buy, the cheaper you get it for. Certainly with these jiffy bags or padded envelopes, you get them in hundreds, you can get them in 200s. But if you buy 500, you'll get the, your price per envelope is obviously a lot cheaper, but you've just got to be able to store it all. And I've still got quite a bit upstairs. There was some that I bought as part of the Brick Arena purchase. I've still got some of that left, some of the larger sizes of envelopes, because well, you hardly use any of them, to be quite honest. It feels like I've not used one for a while. Still got, obviously a couple here in the box. But yeah, you've got to consider where you're going to store all of those. They do take up quite a lot of space. And I think for me, I definitely don't want to put them down here in this room. There certainly isn't enough room for them. And B, why take room away from your Lego? So just something to consider. But that's the first job. I need to go and get everything restocked, including the plastic bags. That could do with a bit of a top up. And again, I've got a load of that upstairs, taking up valuable space, but I didn't have a choice. And again, I've got a couple of drawers just right at the very top there, with some bags in there as well. So yeah, like I said, that's the first job, and then I will crack on, I think, with the brick store file, and then marketing this afternoon, and then I've got a couple of meetings this evening that I need to do a bit of prep for. So all in all, again, another busy day. Right, let's get cracking. Good morning. It is Thursday, and I'm just catching up on the orders that came in last night. I've just got them all picked, and they're all sat there ready to be packed up. But I just wanted to show this order that came in last night. All new parts, and as I was picking it, I kind of recognised what this was. Now, take a good look. I'm trying to hold it where you can see it in the light. We've got a 2x2 white brick, a 2x2 white tile. We've got a red and a green 1x1 round plate, and they're transparent. Got a little antenna. What do you think it might be? Well, I spotted it straight away, and it took me back to the days when I used to play the Star Wars Lego saga, Skywalker saga, all that kind of stuff. And it's a mini kit. Awesome. So someone's purchased all the parts to make a Star Wars mini kit. So those familiar with the game will know exactly what I'm talking about. But I thought that was pretty cool. Now then, I didn't do any filming again yesterday. I did spend pretty much most of the day doing a little bit of work on BrickMetrics. Because we've been launching Rentaset, I haven't been able to spend a lot of time on BrickMetrics, to be quite honest. So I was just catching up yesterday, fixing a few little issues and looking at the development plan now for the next few months. So a lot of the time was spent on that. So it wasn't really anything I could film. I do have this Brickstore file that I was working on. I've now put half of it away. I ran out of time yesterday, so I've got another half to do probably later on this morning. And then we'll have all of that done. Sounds like Charlie has just woken up. Morning, Charlie.
Hi.
He says hello. Yeah, so get all that put away and then get back to a sort of normal day again. I've still got more of those parts to upload that were sorted out by my wife earlier on in the week. There's another batch still to upload, and they're taking up space on the dining room table, so that might be a priority just to get done. And I think that's about it. It's pretty normal, pretty standard week. Orders have been good, as you can see from these. So yeah, all in all, happy. Right, let's get cracking. Good morning. It is Saturday, and I think we're finally at the end of the week, although we've got a busy day planned. A couple of sets have been returned through East Midlands Lego Hire / Rentaset. They were on different hire lengths, so one of them is Rentaset, one of them was East Midlands Lego Hire, but they're both back. The Daily Bugle we need to have a look at and get out the scoring sheet for the reward points. And this one is the Steamboat, so that needs converting to a Rentaset set and adding to the website. We're going to do that alongside some other sets that have been returned over the last couple of weeks, and we'll get them all converted to Rentaset sets. So I've got quite a bit of a job on today to get all of that done. And orders. This is 5 orders that came in yesterday afternoon / last night. We've got another 6 more to pick, but it's been a fantastic start to the weekend. In fact, February is doing brilliant. I think part of that is adding lots of the used parts, actually, lots of used parts into the store that we sort of bulk sorted sort of late last week. And that's really helped. A lot of the orders that are coming through contain lots of those parts, so we've definitely done the right thing. Just some interesting parts in this order. Lots of lovely tyres. Cleared me out of those, and other sort of car related stuff. We've got some axles in there, axle plates. Yeah, again, cleared me out. And then over here we've got some new plates, container doors, and the containers that go with them. Again, all new, and again, cleared me out. So really good. Little order there for some tyres. This order, customers bought all of these black horses, all of them. So really nice order, that one. And this order at the back here is lots of transparent jewels and other parts like that. Some minifigure accessories and parts, that's the same bit again. Nice order. And then this one, as you can see, lots and lots and lots of small parts. And this is the order I was referring to in terms of items that we've just uploaded. So as per normal, we'll print off the order sheets, we'll get them all double checked, packed, and out to the post office this morning, and then we're going to crack on with Rentaset. So if you've made it this far on the video, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to take a break now, so there'll be no further content on the channel for a while. I'll be back, but I'm not sure when. Right, see you all for now.